Legend of Total War here with part 2.1 of my Rome Total War roleplay campaign as the Julii under the command of Marcus Julius, who is currently, how old is he now? 26 years old, so we still got a few more episodes with him, unless he dies in battle. We've got a reasonably good legion here, and things are going well. We've kicked the Gauls out of Gaul. Somehow a rebellion showed up at Condate Redonum, and I've sent a small force over there just to starve them out. Right, now what do we got over here? Peasants. Right. Can we recruit anything else of value here? Doesn't seem like it. Let's get ready to move out. So we declared war on the Spanish just because they're sort of in the way, and as soon as we get over here, they would have declared war on us anyway. And this is obviously a good place to conquer, because it doesn't have a easy to reach frontier for other Roman factions. Be a good base of operations for, well, not base of operations, good place to make money. Alright, I think it would be in our best interest, before finishing off the Spanish, that we actually finish off Gaul once and for all. They're down to their last settlement. It's just a matter of, I didn't want to have to walk right past the settlement and then have to come back here another time. There's another settlement down here at Carthago Nova, but we might just leave that for the time being.
Engage the enemy. No more moves, sir.
Ah, shit. Alright. That should keep it under control. Let me have... Yeah, that should be fine.
Imperator.
So yeah, we'll just starve them out. Won't take long, because I can't fight the battles manually unless I've got the faction leader. So, there's these rebellions... Rebels, I wouldn't say it's a rebellion. These brigands here. But they're not doing anything, and they're only blocking trade between myself and a few settlements down here. So, I mean, whilst I could get rid of them, the amount of forces that I would need to get rid of them would negate the money that I would make from opening up trade again. So I won't really bother with it right now. Maybe later down the track. Maybe when Marcus or another faction leader is in the area. But not right now. Alright, so financially we're in an excellent state, so we don't really need to worry too much about trade. Actually, public order here is good. Let's go with communal farming. Got to get these settlements to grow. So we may need to make some convoys of peasants, because these towns are just of very little value to us. We need to get them bigger. So Massalia's got 3,000 people. Well, this is going to grow on its own fairly soon, and we've got some slavery here to boost it. So just be patient, and it'll happen. So Alesia is our base of operations here in Gaul, which we can recruit a reasonably good legion from if we need to. One that we can't use to fight manually. Okay, that seems to be all we can do this turn, so let's move on. So the Brudii and Scipii are in Greece, fighting the Macedonians, and in the Greek states, gaining territory at a much slower rate than we are. Okay, so this guy's blocking the path, but he's no real threat, so we'll push him out of the way.
Engage the enemy. Move depleted, sir.
Actually, once the army barracks is built, it might be a good idea to build the dockyard so we can start building up quinquiremes, mostly to take out pirates that are in the area and transport our troops around, should we need to. Because piracy becomes a big problem if you just leave it for a while, which you don't really... It's not a good idea to focus on pirates at the beginning of the game. You've just got better options to deal with. So yeah, just keep starving them out. A little bit concerned about the Britons here. So maybe continuing to build up our forces here might be a good idea, but I don't want to deprive this settlement of too many people. Alright, what can we construct? Pretty much nothing. Not much. Okay, moving on. So the Brutii seem to be winning in Greece. It's not a big deal if that settlement falls. No. I'll try and keep the Julius name going. And now we've got the next generation is secure at least. We've got 2 younger children. He's only got a daughter, but that doesn't really matter. He's got nephews that he could possibly hand over the faction to when he dies of old age, which is still a long way away. And still has potential for 3 more children. Alright, where did my spy go? Did I put him in here? Yeah, he's in here. Alright, hopefully the gates are open, but if not, we'll lay siege. Gates are open. Okay then, this should be the end of the Gauls. And they've got a considerable force here. The biggest problem to deal with, of course, the general's bodyguard. They're very tough. These ones here, there's nothing special about them. We outclass them. Alright, let's do this.
Attack! The Gauls fool themselves and think they are our equals or better. I think they had the stench of death about them. They stand alone. No friend has come to this place to die for them. Does this not say something about their honor? They're standing among nations. They think their walls are enough to stop us. They should think again. We have a slight advantage in numbers, but no lives can be thrown away today. We cannot afford such profligacy. I have fought these men many times, and even now they must be praying to their false gods for mercy. They will have little enough of it from me. So, let your battle cry be, victory! Victory and glory to Rome!
So he didn't mention that this was their last settlement, which makes me wonder, is it their final settlement or not? Alright, well first up we should use the missile units. The cavalry, our cavalry's not going to be that useful in this battle. And maybe the dogs, just to soften up the defenders a little bit. These guys struggle to shoot over those walls. So just mirrors the audio a little bit quiet. Okay, we're not able to get them, so let's move a little bit over here. Problem with them is they have trouble arcing their shots. And as he said, we cannot afford to throw lives away just because we have a slight advantage in numbers. Roles reversed, I could probably win the battle with the garrison that they have here. I mean, assuming the AI usually makes these suicidal attacks. Let's deploy the dogs. Be interesting to see whether or not these war dogs can actually defeat an entire swordsman unit. Don't think they can. So we haven't really thinned them out by very much. They're just not really putting their troops out here for us to shoot. They've probably lost about 1 unit so far. Actually, a bit more than that if they're at 8%. Alright, let's start bringing up the first line of attack. The hostility. And these guys are in reserve. And you in the extreme reserve. Don't bother wasting ammunition on them. Let's go in.
Great gods! Our soldiers have done well this day. The walls are taken.
Okay, hold your ground while these guys get inside. Keep the general close by so these guys here don't break. I can't get a good shot on them. If I move them any further back, the tower will get them. Okay, they got a good angle there, but yeah, the towers are shooting at them, so I need to move them more over this way. You guys just move out of their way. Maybe we can break them. Try and get these guys out of here. Form up. Be good to run them down, but I just don't think I'd be able to get my cavalry in there fast enough. Maybe we'll bring in the Barbarian Cavalry next, so that if they come over here and rout again, we can run them down. Ready to run them down. Just send one of them to go do it, just because the other guys aren't here. I'm probably shooting my own men there. Okay, good. They've been run down. Now you can stand over here. I want them to make an en masse attack, so I can break them and then run them all the way back. Because otherwise, if I run them down now, these guys are just going to stand in our way. You should be alright at taking that out. I did tell them to stop shooting. There we go, this is what we wanted. All their trash units out of the way. Keeping our units relatively fresh to deal with their Barbarian Warlord, the only unit that we really needed to worry about. What's this? This one's hit, they're not tired or anything. But they're only skirmisher warbands, so they should do okay, and they're winded. Okay, no, they're not doing a good job against it. Oh, hang on. Somehow us withdrawing made them break. Come on, take them down. Get them out of here. We definitely don't want them fighting the General's bodyguard. There's more skirmisher warband down there. Let's try to deal with them. I may have just got these guys killed. They're pincered between two forces now. Whoops. Yeah. No, they're gonna break, and whichever way they break, it's not gonna be good for them. Oh well, there goes the mercenaries. Didn't want to send in the Roman troops into dangerous attack like that, but they did a good job. Took out quite a few units. Alright, let's start moving forward. Overall, the battle's definitely in our favour. We're crushing them. One minor set. Well, I wouldn't even call it a setback, but that was probably the biggest mistake so far in the battle, sending them over here. Alright. Start moving up. So we got some Barbarian Cavalry coming out this way. They're not going to do anything. They've got the same situation as what we had. They're stuck. They can't get back to the town square. Why were these guys twirling around like fools? Come on, fight them. Uphill battle here, that's not good. Need the general behind them. No, see, they're already broken. Get over there. It's not good. Get over there. Bolster their morale. There's no point pulling them out. They'll just have to stand and fight now. You guys get in here as well. Sort of like all in now. I really would like
The
to...
enemy
Oh, okay,
king
good.
has been killed. This will surely make his followers waver.
Right. If I could get the equities to somehow sneak around their back, but it's going to be really hard to maneuver them that way. Shit. My general is actually fighting. That's not what I want. Good, we've got them cut off at least. I think just because we kill the enemy king doesn't mean we kill the general. Might be this one here. But he should die soon and then all these guys will break. You get in there and fight too. Okay, both generals are dead, and there we go. But now they've got barely anything left to fight with. I mean, we're running on fumes as well, but we're okay. Let's move in and finish this off. So, my biggest concern is this unit here. I don't think he's going to recover. No, so he's going to be absorbed into a different unit, which is a shame because we lose the experience on it. But it's only Hastati. They're eventually going to be obsolete anyway, in need of replacing. And that should get rid of Gaul. Yep, faction destroyed. So we'll enslave them. And good, we can... Oh wow, the damage... Oh yeah, because the mercenaries got smashed. So 3 units got killed off there, but that's okay. We can restore all the troops that we've got here. So we can just replace the unit of Hastati with Principes, and we can use Numantia now as a base operation against the Spanish. Just hoping maybe we could get some additional experience out of them for that transfer. Doesn't look like it. Alright, what else should we do? Well, I'll send you to go... Yeah, we'll head over to Oscar over this way. Oh, Scalibus. What is it Oscar for? What's this? This is it's a minor city. Okay. So I'm going to get rid of that for Jupiter. So we'll have to stay here for 3 turns to make this back to a full stack again. So I'm just trying to decide what to put into it. So we lost 2 units of cavalry, but those were the auxiliary units. We've still got some auxiliary, the war mercenaries, whichever. I think just outfit this with more Principes. And retrain those that are here. Alright, cool. We've also got Carthage out here. Ah, so they've got a presence in Iberia. Okay. Alright, what's next?
Orders?
Just hire them so that they don't. I mean, they wouldn't be able to anyway, but just in case they attack us from the rear. Okay, so Palmer over here, what we can do, expand this unit. Oh, right, 6,000, my mistake. Okay, let's move on. The Dacians are getting really strong. Am I allied with them? No. Well, the siege over here is still ongoing, but I'll never get back there in time. There's also this settlement up here. Maybe we should go for this one first and just see how... actually, let me just check. Is the Carthaginians at war with the Spanish? Yeah. So we'll just see whoever wins will just take on the victor.
Yes,
So come over here. We'll go up this way. But we're not leaving for another 2 turns yet. Keep improving the public order. Good, it's almost at the point of being a huge city, so we can get to the Marion Reforms, which is usually what I like to just rush to, because you're going to get there eventually, and once you get to the Marion Reforms, you can't just like upgrade your unit straight from Hastati to Legionaries. Like you can in Rome 2, which I think is good how they did that in Rome 2. But you can no longer retrain a unit, so you know any investment you've put into the experience of the Hastati, it's all just lost when the reform happens. So it's better to happen earlier rather than later. I know some people prefer the pre-Marion armies, not me. So yeah, we just want more... I was going to say we need more population growth, but I also need to build quinquariums. I suppose these here are building the tier 3 port. So you just focus on population growth in the meantime. So Alesia definitely needs more population growth. If we're going to keep recruiting troops here, 3,000 people is not enough. And let's move on. Yeah, no hope there. Actually got a decent number of kills considering they're just peasants. And that leaves us completely isolated in Hispania. It doesn't matter, they're not going to lose. We've got a good base for operations. Ah, we took this back. Good. Yeah, yeah, spread out the people, but also enslave them for their revolt. I hired them so that we could just pick things back up from where we were. So Lamonum down here, it's got a little while before it grows, so I'll send these guys down here to populate that province. Senate mission failed. Blockade Carthage. Well, it's my navy got destroyed by pirates, so that wasn't an option anyway. Wasn't much of a navy anyway. And I'm not also at war with Carthage. Okay, one more turn before we move out. It's good now we've got some armor upgrades for them. Help them to be just that little bit better of a fighter. And we've got some more Principes, which will soon be outdated as soon as this grows, which won't be much longer. Nothing else to do. How's the population here going? Alright, let's recruit another Principe unit. Good, so we managed to take that back essentially with 0 casualties, but they still managed to hold on to it for a couple of turns. Which sucked. And let's move on. Blockade the port of Asturica. Hell the... Oh, right. If I recruited a ship from here, I could do that. Well, I'm not going to do that because I'd rather take the port completely. Why blockade it? It's a silly Senate mission.
Orders, sir. General, Imperator. Move out. Imperator. March. Orders.
Gotta wonder if the public order is going to maintain, because if we have one extra unit in there, one unit of peasants, it should give us the full 80% because it's only down to 663 people, and that no governance. So it should be about an extra 100%. There's no guarantee. A lot of unrest here, though.
Imperator.
Alright, well I'm going to leave the Triarii here because I never use them anyway.
Splitting the troops.
Well, that goes it to 70%. Alright, so yeah, peasants will be fine here.
March.
Oh, yeah, it's not tidy.
Imperator. Imperator.
I just needed to check to make sure the public order is going to be fine.
Orders. Forward. Move depleted, sir.
Alright, now what? Even with the acoustic foam, still doesn't block out the plane noises. Oh well.
Sir.
Alright, so you come over here,
Forward.
be disbanded to help this population here grow.
Imperator. General.
And you're going back to Elysia.
Forward. Out of move, sir. Forward.
Public order here is okay, so maybe instead better mark it up. Just checking the governors here. Yeah, it's just one region. Okay, cool. Moving on. Sure. Actually make a fair bit of money out of that. Because we boarded them. Faction destroyed Macedon, so it looks like the Brutii were responsible for that. Fine by me, I don't like fighting them anyway. Good, Nabo's finally grown. That's a sizable rebel army. Oh, it's full of just warbands, so it'd be pretty easy to defeat.
General.
Okay, now we don't want to leave peasants here to defend the settlement. I'd much rather leave precapes. But we need to empty the population, or else too much squalor.
General! Attack!
It'll take us a little while to get there. At least once we've taken this, it'll take anyone else a really long time to get in there. Especially if we build a fort here. We could delay anyone from getting there. And here is, it's their capital. Okay.
Sir, forward!
Alright, what to build? So go with the public baths, just because we really want that population growth. Public order's not a problem. Hang on, just think about that. If we're going to get our best units here soon, maybe it would be a good idea to also have good availability of cavalry when the time comes, and archers. The Roman auxiliary archers are quite good. I mean, that population growth should get us to 24,000. Or we could construct that stuff in other settlements. Have them recruit elsewhere. Yeah, speed up the process of getting this done. Okay, so here we can disband this and expand the town.
Imperator!
If there's any more mercenaries in the area, he should definitely try to hire them to bolster the population.
Sir!
Okay, moving on. Alright, so you need to take governorship of somewhere. You seem a bit stupid. Alright, I'll send you to Massalia.
Forward! Out of move, sir! General! Prepare for battle! General! Onward!
So it's starting to become our second legion here. As soon as we get this organized, it's going to be obsolete. Okay, so at Batavium and Ariminum, we can start recruiting quinquiremes. Start getting a navy out here. And then I'll transport them all the way around here, so that we've our control will be on the western Mediterranean, not the eastern one. Not the eastern side. Let the Brudio and the Scipio deal with that. So yeah, I think this would be a good spot to get good archers from. If we build that, it'll unlock a whole bunch of new structures, but we've got to get ready for the Marion Reforms. I've got to get my armies ready. We've got enough money, anyway. Mediolanium is growing very quickly as well. It's good to see.
Imperator!
Just one turn away. Did I send this? Yeah, the spy's there. Okay, cool. Moving on. Spy's old age now. I think I hired some more spies in Italy, didn't I? I did.
Your Honor, moves depleted, sir.
Sir! March!
Your Honor, secrecy is assured. Out of moves, sir.
Sir! Prepare for battle! Besieging settlement, sir. Settlement under siege, sir.
Alright, nothing too special about there apart from General's bodyguard, but you know, we'll put up a bit of a fight, as we've seen. I said that building there is useless. Okay, what does Nabo really need? Doesn't make a whole lot of money. Is it corrupt? There's a little bit of corruption here. So improving Temple of Jupiter will help to get rid of that. But that being said, it's not that much money here. Most of it's devastation. It's causing problems. So maybe just help the population to keep growing. Or maybe even get a port. Now focus on population growth first. Like I said, we don't need the money. Gotta make sure Elysia can be defended.
Orders?
Good, and at the age of 30, he'll be attacking that. Actually, he'll probably turn 31 next turn. Anything else to do? Nope. Suppose another thing I could do is continue to raise our legion here and send them to Oscar so that he doesn't have to deal with it, and I could just starve them out. But it'll still be 8 turns until it's completely ready. Let's move on. That's okay, we're in no rush. Good, starting to get more Senate officers. So let's have a look at how things are looking. So with the Senate, we've got good standing. With the people, still not particularly popular, but we'll start skyrocketing soon as our population increases. Huh. I didn't think Patavium was going to be the first settlement to become a huge city. Well, alright, well let's get that done, because the sooner that's done, the sooner we'll see the Marion Reforms. Just thinking what to do here. Could start building the barracks, the blacksmith, to make the troops better. But our best units will come from Patavium to begin with. Yeah, I think I'll go with the cavalry stables. I do like having good cavalry.
Service. Secrecy is assured. Out of moves, sir.
General,
Okay, time to take the Spanish capital. Okay, so this time the gates are open, but we got rams anyway.
brave warriors! I have won great renown through leading men to victory. I see no reason to change the habits of a lifetime today. There stands the Spanish horde, ready to fight. Today, I think we should send many of them to the afterlife. On this field stand 1 in 4 of our people's warriors. We are enough then to win great honor and do great service. This and more, I have no doubts that you will do. They have been lulled into a false sense of security by a few feet of defensive wall, as if that will protect them. The count of our warriors is vastly greater than theirs, so unless we fight like old women or idiots, victory is certain. We are lacking in spearmen today, and the many enemy horsemen may make life a little hectic if we are not careful. I fought and lost against these men, but it is not something that will happen again. Today, I take my revenge. Today, you taste the fruits of victory. And now, to arms! Let us harden our hearts and think of Rome and all we can do for her. Then we will do our duty to Roman honor!
Now, technically, he didn't actually lose. It was a case of... Oh, geez, this wall here is not a good place to attack. The garrison at Oscar lost. The peasants that we left there. I don't know what's going on with that. Let's get everyone over here. We'll organize once we start. I think I will use the ram to knock these gates down, these sections here, the walls down. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit difficult to squeeze everyone in there. They do an excellent job thinning them out. Already 11% of them gone. Try and steer clear of this tower.
Our soldiers are at the walls! Now they must batter a way through.
Good. 20% of them nearly gone.
Show no mercy! The enemy walls are down! Make sure their soldiers are buried beneath the ruins!
Everyone on fire at will. Position over there so that the morale on the front line is as high as possible. So once again the Hastati will go in first, followed by the Principe. Position yourself there. You two will go in through here.
Great gods! Our soldiers have done well this day. The walls are taken.
They're completely exhausted. Their movement speed goes down to nothing when they're exhausted. See if you can get in there in time to run them down. Keep an eye on him, make sure he's safe. You can use him in combat otherwise. Alright, these guys have successfully gotten control of the walls. Yeah. Let's move. Start moving forward. Just can't pathfind them properly inside the settlements. Give them the order just to fall back down. They're like, how do I get there again? I'd say the pathfinding is the biggest problem with this game. They definitely made a huge improvement with Medieval 2 and in subsequent games, except for Empire Total War, which has god-awful pathfinding issues. You guys start getting in here as well. We haven't used the dogs yet either. Get in here. I'll use the general to take out the skirmishers. Come on, charge into it. Oh, they did at the last second. Right, let them get away. Right, send the war dogs off first, just because 3 units essentially. See, cavalry pathfinding, terrible inside the settlements. You had them, all you had to do was run forwards, and they couldn't do that. Can be a bit frustrating. Let's move forward. Actually, you stay over here. Because rather than go around the back, which this pathfinding is going to be terrible, you can rally them from the side. Kind of good. These dogs are there stopping the cavalry from charging it while we move in through here, which of course are pathfinding issues.
The enemy general is slain, and now his men fear us. It is time to press the attack.
Keep an eye on him. We can use him to fight. He's safe.
enemy show.
Alright, cool.
Rome de
Took us a while to do it, but the casualties are pretty minimal. And we didn't even need to use the Principes. So only the first line of attack was used.
Victory! This land is
Once again,
ruined.
let's enslave them. Message from the Senate. Yeah, that was a silly mission anyway. So yeah, we can retrain the Hastati here. That's good.
General,
If we could generate some more experience, that would be even better. Excellent.
sir.
And then just peasants to maintain public order once we leave. I could send a mostly unfinished legion down here. I suppose I should do that, because there's not exactly a lot of defenders here. If I could push this guy off into the wilderness, maybe build a watchtower there, that might be better. Just to have him sit there instead of on the road.
Prepare for battle. Victory! General! General! Orders?
I'll do it next turn. I don't want them standing even close to the road. Out here would be perfect. Okay, public order here is going downhill. Why? Just way too much squalor. Not enough public order buildings. And you might actually be a bad governor. Let's have a look. Yeah, you suck. Alright.
Onward!
What are we going to do about that? I guess just get the population down or just increase the garrison for the time because there's no garrison bonus here. Thing is, this only provides 5% extra public order. The Jupiter provides 10. Ah, no, the problem is this. Okay, there's a whole bunch of buildings that can be constructed if that was built. But that itself doesn't actually provide any public order. Alright. You all good? Yep, let's move on. Yeah, I might actually be able to do that. Okay.
Your Honor, secrecy is assured. No more moves, sir. Yes, Master. I can't do that, sir. Secrecy is assured. Watching and waiting. Can't do it, sir.
Okay, well the rebels are still out there.
Sir! March!
They'll just disappear.
Build tower. March! Out of moves, sir.
But yeah, by putting that watchtower there, maybe they'll go and sit on it so that they don't bother me anymore.
Imperator. Onward! Orders?
Okay, back to full strength. Let's keep moving.
March! Orders?
Good. Yeah, definitely need lots of temples of Jupiter here. As the squalor goes up, we need to make sure the settlement's under control. Next stop, Scalibus.
March! No more moves, sir.
I definitely think we should build a fort here and just put a unit in there. Yeah. Oh shit, I've been hiring loads of peasants here. Well, I can use them to just repopulate other areas, but this region doesn't exactly have a lot of people. All good, let's move on.
Proceed! Imperator, engage the enemy!
Okay, there's a good chance of success here, I'd say. Good. Just merge all the peasants. I'm not going to retrain them. We'll retrain these though. And of course we want to defend this area further. So, SBQR or Scipii declared war on Dacia. Now, I suppose the Brutii will follow suit. And I'm not going to do anything really. It's not my business. At least not at this stage, not until we've sorted this out. Once we've taken Spain, I might move into Africa.
Move out! Attack! Victory!
It's quite a large army there. It's full of crap as well. If they double back over to here, they could potentially take the settlement, so we should stop these guys here. Even though it's taking us in the wrong direction.
Brave warriors!
Now, I forgot to build a fort. Doesn't matter.
Leading men to victory. I see no reason to change the habits of a lifetime today. The Spanish who face us today are terrible and unnatural in war and in victory. They are cruel, cruel beyond measure to those they defeat. They stand alone. No friend has come to this place to die for them. Does this not say something about their honor? They're standing among nations? This army is fully 1/4 of all our warriors. Imagine how we look to our enemies and take heart from that thought. Our people expect great things of us, and we are the men to do great things. They have been brought to the battlefield by muling infants instead of leaders. We outnumber them by a large margin, but this may drive them to foolhardy defiance. Be careful. They will, unless completely unthinking, try to use the woods to screen some of their troops. And the first man to the enemy gets a jug of my finest wine.
Let's set up our lines. No need to go too wide on this one, so we'll go. Principes in reserve. Use the dogs first. Now they're going to come to us, or are we going to go to them? They're coming. Actually, no, just wait there. Because these can be really good to tie them up, stop them from advancing. Well, once they're also in range of our archers. Okay, another side moving. We'll move a little bit closer then. Good, while the dogs are keeping them busy, we're shooting them. They usually stay well back. It's only a slight distraction, but it does make a difference. You two, shoot the general. The dogs are gone. got slingers of their own. The general's almost dead. Seems like he's out of range of our archers now. But I put them on guard mode, so they're just picking different shots. Guard mode is very useful for archers. Gotta learn to use it more often. I'm maybe with this, we'll just keep shooting them until... Good. It's over for them now.
The enemy general is killed.
So as I was saying, we'll keep shooting until we run out of ammo, and then we'll advance on them. Which I could always just send the general to mop them up now anyway.
The gods be praised! The enemy's hearts are full of fear, and now they flee!
So we just need 1% more. Oh, not even that, we're done now. Their army's wiped out. 19 casualties. So that worked out very nicely there. And he's getting himself quite a few command points.
Completed, sir. General.
So now he's known as Marcus Julius Victor. But it's the same as his grandfather, so it's like, come up with a different name. Okay, what else did I do this turn? So these guys make their way down to Oscar, so they can assist.
Completed, sir.
Yeah, we're going to be wanting to recruit as many legionaries as possible, as quickly as possible, so get those barracks ready. Numantia could certainly use more population growth. Now that public order's under control, we want to keep this, keep it growing.
Sir.
So these are not to come with us; they're to be disbanded here to increase population. Good, it's almost ready to grow. In fact, we probably could grow it this turn if we throw these guys in here. And disband this one. Good. That probably saved us at least 10 turns of growth there. Moving on.
At your service. Watching and waiting. At your service. Spying.
Imperator.
Okay, next stop, Scalibus.
Engage the enemy.
Actually, a fort there could be really good because well, whatever. It's too late now. It doesn't matter. We've got them on the attack. We don't need to defend too heavily. And once we have control of the region, no one's going to invade here so easily. Keep them coming because these guys might go and besiege it. Actually, what we can do to increase population, maybe disband some of these peasants. That will not help us at all. in a battle.
Engage the enemy. No more moves, sir.
Good, this settlement's grown now. So we're going to increase that population growth. That's going to be quite some time. Okay, public order here is not that great, so what we can do is demolish certain buildings here so that we can change the culture of it. Alright, moving on. So it seems like the Brutii are doing better than the Scipii, but of course the Julii are doing better than everyone else. Scipii have taken 4 regions down here is actually not so bad. Let's just do a count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. As opposed to Brutii, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Scipii are doing better than the Brutii. It's just that it doesn't seem like, as far as square kilometers is concerned, they have as much land. But the Brutii are about to take Salona, and it seems like they're about to take Rhodes.
Sir! Prepare for battle! Besieging settlement, sir! Settlement under siege, sir!
They might attack us over the end turn. That doesn't really bother me one way or another. So yeah, this is where a fort here could have been useful, because if he comes around over here and attacks this port, attacks the settlement, one peasant's not going to be able to stop him. Oh shit, you need to go down here.
Imperator! Attack! Moves depleted, sir.
Yes, master. Spying.
So yeah, we're going to get this region's public order under control. Best way to do that would be with an arena. It says we're only making 35 income, but I'm sure a lot of the army upkeep is being paid from here. Yeah, as far as this person's concerned, he kind of sucks. If we built an academy here, we can start getting better traits, but we're better off just building the more permanent things as opposed to investing in him. Oh, and actually, go with this. We've got heaps of money at the moment, but if we start raising loads of legions, that could easily change. Actually, yeah, we want public order as well, so go with that.
Attack! Settlement under siege, sir! Imperator!
Okay, looking good, so let's move on. Yep, I figured they might try something like this, but that's fine with me. Can't see what's in there. But there's nothing special about that army. But we're pincered. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing because their forces aren't strong enough to properly pincer us.
Brave warriors! I have won great renown through leading men to victory. I see no reason to change the habits of a lifetime today. There stands the Spanish horde, ready to fight. Today, I think we should send many of them to the afterlife. That army comprises a full quarter of our foe's warriors. Is that the best that they can do? These old women, beardless youths, and craven dogs? I think we will grow weary of killing today. The first move in this particular game is theirs, I think. There is no advantage in numbers to either side. Therefore, skill and courage will be the keys to this day's battle. All that said, we are the stronger. Every one of you is better than they. Remember this, and take heart from the memory. The seer can offer no guidance for this day. So we must grasp our own fates and make what we will of them with an iron purpose. There is no shame in fear. There is only shame in letting fear rule you. Try not to look scared, and you'll find bravery in your heart!
Alright, that's the end of that speech.
Await my orders!
Alright, so it's an uphill battle here. They've got the high ground, so I'm not going to bother engaging them there. Instead, I'll take on their reinforcements over here. And then we'll have the high ground as they come down here. Well, sort of. It's not really that much of a high ground. Don't worry too much about getting into two lines, because things are going to get messy very quickly. We also need to try to make sure we kill them all, so that we don't have to also assault the settlement later.
The ferryman will be busy today. The enemy have brought more men to the fight.
There's no general's bodyguards, we just need to get 85% kills. They'll never get to me in time. It's not critical that we do get 85%, but it, would be good.
The gods have filled the heart of the enemy general with fear.
I don't think we're gonna get 85%. Too many of them are running away.
The enemy show their true virtue. They are not soldiers, only frightened rabbits running from our men.
The plus side is they basically did nothing. And now we're no longer pincered. So if you have a look at that, we lost 0%, 0.5 maybe, and they lost 20% of their forces. We just need to wait for these guys to show up. Just some basic cavalry over here. If I charge into their flanks, maybe they'll rush at us. Solid downhill charge on those naked fanatics there. Oh, right, I left that guy out there. Ah, it doesn't matter.
This is no way for a leader to behave, but in battle, it's beyond belief.
Jeez, the battle's already over. Send the dogs to go run them down. So how come the battle isn't won yet? What hasn't routed? Oh yeah, there's a couple... now it's done.
The enemy show their true virtue. They are not soldiers, only frightened rabbits running from our men.
We can make sure we get 85% of these guys. Yeah, they're wiped out. A great victory with few casualties, although the true objective wasn't met because we didn't take Scalibus yet. What's with these rebels attacking settlements in this? Why is it always blockading ports? I don't want to blockade a port. Alright, so... I think I've only got a few Principes here. It'll hold out for 7 turns. It's a good chance of victory, I'd say. Ah, damn it. Damn it. Alright.
Orders?
I can hardly justify... See, this is why I wanted to keep that guy at Elysia. Fucking hell. I was even building up the forces there. Rebels just show up out of nowhere and besiege it. Right, we don't need a huge force. Why don't you hire whatever mercenaries you can to try and lift this siege? Oh, fucking hell. You got away at least.
Out of move, sir. Sir.
Like, I want to take this, but I don't want to lose Elysia, but I'll never get back there in time. They're not just going to lift the siege and walk off. So I'll send some of these guys back. They probably aren't going to help with the auto resolve here.
Leaving the army. Move out. Moves depleted, sir. Orders. Attack. Besieging settlement, sir. Settlement under siege, sir. Sir.
It's really irritating.
Prepare for battle.
But oh well, that happens. Okay, so let's do this, and then we can end the episode there.
Brave warriors! I have won great renown through leading men to victory.
No, we don't need a speech today.
Await my orders! Units, forward!
Let's just get in there and kill them all. So what we need to do with the rebels is we need them to exist, because if we wipe them out, new armies, you can never wipe them out completely, right? So we need to have them exist in areas where we're never going to come near them, to stop new ones from spawning.
Have done their work well. The battering ram has broken through the gate. The gods have smiled on us today. The walls are broken! Our troops should be ordered forward.
There's nothing major in here. There's no general to worry about, so just advance.
Our soldiers have captured the walls! Now is the time to press on and capture this place.
Don't mind if he fights in there. Okay, you guys get in there.
The gods
It's all just
be
trashy
praised.
units, they're not going to beat the
The
general's
enemy general
bodyguard.
is dead.
Looks like we do
His
it just
men
with him.
know their doom approaches.
Just trying to bloody click him.
This
Everything's
is-
moving so fast. That's fine, 13 casualties even whilst I was, you know, fucking around. Oh, we still got a few minutes left.
Victory!
Alright, slave them.
Settlement captured!
Looks like I might have to stay here for a little bit, because the public order here is terrible. Well, we can retrain them to start here again, not the Principes.
Imperator. General. Sir!
Oh, the dogs actually took some damage. Alright, so what are we going to do now?
Sir!
Well, what he can do is he can pick up reinforcements from here to fill up the rest of his legionary troops. And you'll take command of Alesia, of course, once you get over there.
Sir!
And assuming that we actually manage to take it, we'll stop this.
Sir!
These guys here should be able to stop them. It's all just a matter of whether or not they can get back there in time. One more turn until the Marion Reforms. Right, let's build some stuff and then move on to the next turn. Moving on. Stupid Senate missions.
Withdraw! Withdraw! Out of move, sir!
And there we have the Marius Reforms. Did these guys... Yeah, they managed to get retrained. That's the last time they can even be retrained, though. Oh, hang on. No, it doesn't look like we did get retrained. I may have forgotten to even put it in there. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So the equivalent of Hastati is now Auxilia, which I'm not a big fan of. Roman Cavalry should be a little bit better than Equites. So slowly we'll start phasing these guys out. We won't really have a choice since they can't be replenished anymore.
Sir! Sir! March! Moves depleted, sir! Orders!
So we need them to sort of catch up with these guys here. So looking at this, they haven't built any siege equipment yet, so we've still got time. So we can train Legionary Cohort, which are the ones I prefer. I mean, we could go for Ultimate Doomstack and go Urban Cohort, but traditionally the army was not filled with Urban Cohort. Maybe one, or even like one Praetorian Guard, just to keep the general safe. That's about it. Most of the troops will be Legionary Cohort, which is significantly better than Principes, I think. So have a look at them. They got good morale, which is better than what the other ones did. So base melee attack 9, base defense 22.
General!
Comparing that to Principes, 8, 17, and these guys here have upgrades, whereas those ones won't. So they're significantly better. And I think the main thing is, you know, the extra morale really helps, and also testudo. Anyway, we just reached an hour and a half, so we'll end the episode here. So the situation's pretty good. If we can stop the siege of Alesia, that would be great. But, oh, hang on, let's
General!
get him to do this.
Prepare for battle! Victory!
Good.
Settlement captured!
That gives us the majority of Iberia, and I think reduces the Spanish down to one settlement left. But since it's all the way over here, I'll get him to continue forward here with reinforcements from there. And these guys will move on to Cordoba and resume hostilities with Carthage. Anyway, that's the end of this episode, so like and subscribe. Part 2.2 is next. And don't forget to visit me on Facebook. See you next time, fuckers.